It's the Super Bowl. It's Valentine's Day. It's the worst weekend ever. Just kidding. I'm sure there's actually a lot of people out there who love the fact that both of those days are crammed together. And to you, I say, you go Glen Coco. And to everyone else, I say, you know what? It doesn't matter, because we're going to be here drinking my favorite red wine, which I'm going to tell you about in a second, and putting on some of my favorite makeup. This is a Valentine's Day get ready with me. I don't normally go with red wine for filming, even though red wine is my favorite drink of choice. But the reason I don't often go with it is because, you know, wine teeth. Wine teeth be damned, because I want to show you guys this delicious red wine. This is the Juggernaut Hillside Cabernet Sauvignon. This is my favorite red wine when I really want to treat myself. This is about $21 here, which I think that's pretty expensive for a bottle of wine, especially if you know, drink a lot of wine. So I love when they tell you everything on the back, okay? Not all of us are like fancy pants wine aficionados. I need the bottle to tell me what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a fierce, brave, velvety wine that's gonna enter my mouth with intense black fruit and hints of vanilla and anise, leading to a long, bold finish. This bottle is also very heavy. It just feels like a very luxe experience all around. You know how there are some wines when you first taste them and maybe you aren't tasting it with some food and it just doesn't taste right? You'd need that food to kind of temper the taste. I don't feel that way about this. I feel like this tastes delicious with food. And I also feel like I could have this just by itself at happy hour and I would be just fine, because it is so incredibly easy to drink. It's so smooth. So today I have got a real combination of products. I have got a brand new foundation. This is a drugstore foundation. You guys know I don't really often partake in the drugstore foundations. They're a roll of the dice. I hope this is a good shade match. We will find out. Got some brand new color pop in here. I've got some brand new Chantecaille in here. We've got some high end, some low end. So let's get into it. So I have prepped my face with skincare, but I am going to go in with just a little bit of this Victoria Beckham cell rejuvenating priming moisturizer. I am just finding more than ever that I have to prep my skin right now because of the heat and the cold weather with even more moisture than I normally do. The other day I actually didn't go as hard with that, and then I applied a foundation. I had to take it off. I had to take that shit off because I just looked like a cakey apple witch. It was not a good scene. So hopefully that won't happen with this. This is the brand new L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know if I got a weird bottle or not. I'm not loving this dropper. It's just completely covered in foundation and okay. Well, we're just gonna use it anyway, because whatever. Okay, well, I think I got like a really busted bottle, because I just do not think that this is the way this is supposed to be. But what I will say is, even if it wasn't as busted as this, what's with the dropper? Like, do we need the dropper for foundation? Oh, this is a mess. I'm gonna return this. Okay, so I'm taking my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I actually saw Allie Glines review this, and I believe she really liked it, so hopefully that's a good sign, because it took everything within me not to use my Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. This one right here, this is just like no fail. This is what I'm reaching for a lot right now, along with the Charlotte Tilbury Foundation. But I wanted to try something. I'm so upset about this bottle. What the fuck? So you guys are probably noticing that I got a haircut. I really, really wanted to move toward a pixie mullet. I think that's what they're calling it. I think there are a bunch of different things they're calling it. The kids are calling it nowadays. So initially we were gonna keep the bangs a little bit longer, but I'll tell you what, I love me a choppy baby bang. I really, really do. So I was like, what if we did a baby bang? How do you feel about that? And he's like, I feel like we should do it. And I was like, great, let's do it. So that's kind of like how decisions get made with my hair. Just like whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And as long as my hairstylist is down with it, then I'm like, let's go for it. I think I also really come by that easily and feel a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more casual about that than a lot of people do, just because my mom was a hairstylist. So we were always really experimental. And it was always just like, well, you know what? Your hair grows back. Let's try something new. And that's kind of always just been my mentality. So that is the foundation. Obviously, it's not gonna look good until I cover up these babies right here, but I have to say, I think that the shade is okay for me. It might be a little on the light side, but once we get bronzer and blush, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I have to say, I mean, obviously this is like a super duper first impression, but I'm not mad about this foundation. I'm gonna break out a concealer that I have not used in a hot minute. This is my Pat McGrath concealer in the shade L2. So I'm just tapping this out with a damp beauty blender. I'm gonna go and actually put a little bit on my lid as well. And then I just go in around my nose as well, because I tend to have a little bit of redness around my nostrils. So Chantecaille was super generous and sent me their entire brand new giraffe collection, and it comes in this like beautiful little case. I am not gonna use this entire collection. I'm gonna use one thing that they sent me in here, which is the HD Perfecting Loose Powder, but I really just wanted to show you this beautiful, beautiful PR packaging. This might be my most favorite PR package I've ever received. I just think this is so pretty, and it's actually useful. So this is a shimmering feather weight loose powder that instantly lights up the skin with a warm candlelit sheen. Non-drying, music to my ears, and ultra fine, the powder flows through a luxe self-dispensing blah, 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 blah. Okay, I guess it just flows out on its own. Okay, that is really, really nice and beautiful and shimmery. I hope it's not too shimmery to put all over my face, but we shall find out. I think it's coming out, but like I can't tell. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, I'm finding in order to get the powder out, I do have to kind of, I don't know if this is normal, but I kind of have to like shake it down a little bit and then apply it. Yeah, that's actually working now. And it is definitely imparting like a very, very subtle sheen to my skin. But I actually am gonna take just a regular setting powder that does not have any shimmer in it and just do my under eyes and my eyelid. This is the LYX Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Resilience. Yeah, now that I'm actually looking really closely at my skin, I can see a very, very subtle sort of candlelit sheen to it. So yeah, I can see that. I really like that. Okay, great. Now let's take a sip of wine. So now I'm gonna do brows. Nothing exciting to see here, folks. So sorry, these are my go-tos. This is the Kosas Brow Pop Pencil and the Kosas Airbrow Gel. We're going full on with the brows here, guys. We're not holding back, okay? It's not like I normally hold back, but I'm like really not gonna hold back this time. Just feathering the hell out of those brows. So I'm watching Euphoria. Are you watching Euphoria? How are you surviving it? Honestly, I just look at that show and I get it. I know it's fictional, but I'm like, if high schools are anywhere near that, like even a percentage of how fucked up that high school is, I don't know if I would have survived. I mean, my high school was like Candyland compared to that. So, okay, so now I'm gonna bronze it up a little bit because we need to get some dimension on this pasty ghost face. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury. Look at the back of this. She is used and abused. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer. I do have to say, not having platinum hair anymore, having multi-tonal hair, I love that I can actually like get my bronzer up almost into the roots of my hair, so the blend is seamless. Platinum hair, couldn't do that so much because then your hair would literally just be bronzed. The other thing I'm noticing as I go along is that these powders, the face powder as well as this bronzer, are setting beautifully on top of that foundation, which means a lot. Because you know, sometimes products just do not play well together. Yeah, I do have to say, I feel like my skin very much has like an airbrushed quality to it right now. Okay, so alert the media, stop the presses, hold the phone. I'm pulling out an eyeshadow palette. I can't even remember the last time I pulled out an eyeshadow palette because nowadays, I'm all about the one and done cream shadows for the most part. This was sent to me by ColourPop and I've been saving it because I think it is the perfect Valentine's Day palette. It is called By the Rosé and look at her. If this isn't just like the most perfect, like flirty-gurdy, feminine romantic palette, I don't know what is. So first I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is going to be the color of my lid. It's called Picnic Basket. Just like a super duper cool toned light pink. You guys think there's going to be another season of And Just Like That? I think there is. I think there is. Obviously, they're angling for that. That's kind of how they left things. And, you know, SJP's got those dollar bills that she's throwing its way. So am I glad about that? I mean, just overall, no, because it's, you know, one of the worst shows I think I've ever seen. However, as we know, Samantha Jones does like to visit my channel. So for me, the only silver lining that goes along with the second season of that series would be that, you know, that character could come back. But other than that, I mean, it's trash. We don't need that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It is called Sunday Soiree. I was trying to think if there was anyone or anything in that series that I actually thought was kind of okay. No. I mean, I think there are a lot of talented people on it, like Sara Ramirez. They are phenomenally talented. I absolutely love them. I've always loved them. And that's why I was almost angry. I'm like, really, like you've taken this incredibly talented human being and you've made them into one of the most hateable characters on TV. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade right here. It's called Sparkling, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that for you because it just looks so pretty. Yeah, just a beautiful light pink shimmer glimmer. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that with my finger first. Oh wow, that's just what I wanted it to be. Okay, that is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted because while I do love the pink, I do love it, it's a little too pink for me. Just taking that all the way up, whatever's left on my finger, taking that all the way up to the brow bone and just smoothing it over the brow bone. I'm gonna take this shade because it's a little browny and I'm just gonna kind of like warm up my eye. This could go terribly wrong. Just kind of want a little more dimension here. God, these are so pigmented. I mean, it's taking barely anything to get impact here. And yes, I am using the same brush for literally every single shade I'm using because I'm a lazy bitch, and also I can get away with it because I started obviously with lighter shades, like super light shades, and moved to darker shades. So like whatever. Okay, that's about as many shades as I can do. I just use like 3 or 4 shades. I'm a fan of this palette. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Now we're moving on to eyeliner, and this is my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in the shade Ash. So I realized there's probably like a better way to map out winged liner, but I just really kind of freehand it and just hope it works out. And you know, I've done it enough times now, it generally works out, or if it doesn't work out, it can kind of like fudge it and make it work out. That's the great thing about these Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liners. They're so soft and so buttery that if you mess something up or you don't love something, you can go in with the other end, which basically acts as a smudger / eraser. And then you can go in and just kind of like perfect it. And then I'm going to take, I know you guys are probably so sick of this, but my Kjaer Weis Impossible mascara. The other day, I tried to use a different mascara, which shall not be named. It was fine. It just wasn't as good as this. And then I ended up just like taking my mascara off and then going in with this. So I did a tag video a few years ago, and I believe it was called the Truthful Beauty YouTuber tag. And I'm thinking about doing a video like that again. That's kind of like my thoughts about what it's like to be on YouTube, because let me tell you, the difference between now and like how I felt about things and what my experiences were like 3 years ago are like night and day. Would you guys be into that? Sort of like, you know, kind of like my thoughts on sponsorships, just anything like influencer related, because I just feel like a lot of that stuff is just so incredibly misunderstood. And I don't know, I kind of want to readdress it because there's just so much about YouTube and this job that, you know, is misunderstood with good reason, because it's a pretty new thing and it's pretty fucking weird. Oh my God, did I tell you guys, we went to see Kacey Musgraves at Madison Square Garden. That was last weekend. It was phenomenal. I just am obsessed with her. I think she's got her own thing going on. I just think she's comfortable with who she is. She's so incredibly funny in person. She's got a great sense of humor. She sounds impeccable. Like, this woman doesn't hit a bad note. The actual show itself, like the presentation of the show, was stunning. The lights, there was this laser show. We also had these bracelets that everyone is given on their way into the concert, and they would light up at certain times, and they would sort of sync up with the concert and the music. And it was just so incredibly special and fun. So if you get a chance to see Kacey Musgraves and you think that's like your jam, your kind of music, I highly recommend you see her show. So that's how I'm gonna leave my eyes. I'm not gonna do anything on the bottom. I'm tempted to, because I love a mascara moment on the bottom lashes, but I actually rocked this look yesterday when I went to get my hair cut, and I really loved it. I feel like it opened my eyes up and just gives me that kind of like sexy doe-eyed look. Okay, so now comes the most fun part, in my opinion. We're moving on to lips and blush. So what I just did was I took a hydrating lip volumizer. This is the La Mer, the lip volumizer. Yes, that's what it's called. And I'm just gonna let that sink into my lips for a few minutes while I do my blush, so that my lips are nice and prepped and plushious. So M Cosmetics has come out with brand new shades. They came out with a brand new line. I think it's called the Masterpiece Collection. You best believe I ordered both of those blushes because of Michelle freaking Wong and State of Cate, as well as 2 of the lip cushions, but they're not here yet. But that's okay, because I'm gonna use probably my favorite blush. Well, that's a bold statement. One of my favorite blushes of all time. This is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blush in the shade Venetian Rose. I mean, is that just not entrancing in the pan? Like, look at that. So I'm gonna go in with a very light hand, because believe it or not, we are gonna use another blush. I know, it's crazy. And I'm taking this on the apple and then taking it up to the temple and basically just blending it right into my eyeshadow. And what is so fabulous about this blush, oh, it's so freaking stunning, is that it's also incredibly radiant. Obviously, that's in the title. So it's sort of like a blush highlighter. Okay, so I am using the Beauty Pie Shine Up Lip Color Balm in the shade Baby Bear. I just love this chubby pencil. It's so easy. It's so emollient. I also just kind of go a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit over my lip line. And then I am going to take this. This is a new product for me. This is the ColourPop Fresh Kiss Lippy, and it's called It's On Me. So this is like a very hydrating lip lacquer. And then I'm just taking my finger and just making sure it's really nice and natural looking. So I did wear this yesterday actually, and this is a really, really comfortable product. You know I'm not a fan of the Luxe lip glosses from ColourPop. This I prefer so much more. We're not gonna go in with that much more, but I'm gonna take NARS and Orgasm X, and I'm just going to boop, boop, just right on the apples of my cheeks. I'm gonna take like a smaller brush to really concentrate it, and I'm like barely tapping it in. Right on the apple, right there. Ooh. So good. Okay, so this is a rediscovery. I have fallen in love with this product. This is the Auric Glow Lust. I had the shade Morganite. I love this. I haven't completely forgotten about it, but as you know, I have a shit ton of product and things just fall by the wayside. But this year is the year that I am vowing to not let that happen. So that is the Glow Lust. I mean, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? It really is a glow. There's no shimmer to it. There's no glitter. It really does just look like you're lit from within. It is insane. Okay, guys, that is the finished look. I really love how it turned out. It's exactly what I wanted. Just a really pretty, flattering Valentine's Day themed makeup look. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really did have fun. I haven't done a chatty get ready with me in quite some time. If you guys celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope you have a great one. If you don't, that's okay too. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you just treat yourself to a skincare night. Maybe you put on a fabulous face of makeup and just drink a delicious bottle of wine. But whatever you do, you guys are the best. Please stay safe out there, and cheers till next time. Bye.